My name's Lydia Polglaze and I'm the nursery supervisor here at the City of Stirling Nursery. We grow plants for just the Stirling City Council, trees for verges and reserves, as well as landscape plants and small tube stock for revegetation of bushlands. So I think before going to the Waterwise workshop, I think me and a lot of the other attendees sort of thought that we were doing a pretty good job with managing our water. I think we all think that as long as we're staying under our budget, then we're doing generally a pretty good job. What I realised after attending the workshop is there's a lot of really small things that we could do at the nursery to reduce our water usage and make it a much more efficient system. Even with the older nursery like ours, about 90% of our nursery was watered with old style butterfly overhead irrigation. We've slowly been transferring most of our probably 10 to 30 litre stock over to individual drip line or micro sprayers. So they're not only pressure but also flow regulated, so we know each plant is getting exactly the right amount of water and each plant is getting exactly the same amount of water. Another thing that I learned at the Waterwise workshop is obviously when designing sprinklers or buying sprinklers, they obviously have a most efficient way of working. That efficiency is based on the water pressure in your lines. That's something that we hadn't really thought about before, and a very simple thing that we could do to test that was the catch cup testing. So you simply just put the cups out at various places around the nursery, you test how much water each cup is getting, and then you can test your watering coefficient, which is sort of which plants are getting more water and which plants are getting less water. Something we quickly realised is something as simple as just testing and regulating the pressure within the line makes those sprinklers work much more efficiently, and then you're reducing your watering coefficient, which means less wastage and better quality plants. We found with the old style butterfly sprinklers, they're not pressure regulated or flow regulated, they just sort of throw water up into the air. We found a lot of that water was being carried away. Not only does that mean we had to water the plants more in order for the plants to get enough water, but we also had a big discrepancy in our size of our plants, so which plants were getting more water than others. So yeah, we've transferred over to a different style of overhead that we're currently sort of in the process of trialling. And that's not only pressure regulated but flow regulated, so we know exactly how much water is coming out at any one time. It also has a larger droplet size, which helps prevent that wind carrying, and it also has a much lower trajectory. So the water's not being thrown up into the air and carried away, more of the water's going down and onto the plants. For a long time I thought that in order to be more water wise, that means, sort of overhauling your systems, spending a lot of time and money on, advanced technologies and computerized systems and that sort of thing. And by attending the workshop, I quickly realized it was very, very small things you can do, like simply changing the style of overheads or doing the pressure testing or doing the catch cup testing. Very, very basic, low cost things that you and your team can do that can save a lot of water.